Hello everyone. Well, I've got an SSD for my PS5. In this video I'm going to show you how I installed it, how my PS5 nearly flying across the room, how to stop the SSD being a bit wobbly, how to transfer your games. The footage running in the background is a game on my PlayStation HardDrive before I install my new SSD, just so you can get a feel for the load time. Anyway, let's install this hard drive. Place the PlayStation with the CD at the top, as I'm doing right now. Lift the back corner of the casing up and slide it off. It came off quicker than I was thinking. Nearly went flying. You need a Phillips screwdriver, the one with the crisscross, to get that screw. I'll speed the unscrewing footage up. Once the screw is nice and loose, put it somewhere safe, where you won't lose it. What I'm touching there is another tiny screw, that is important for later. And there's the SSD that I got, 2TB. When purchasing an SSD, make sure you get the right size and the right type. That's very important. Some are slightly wider than the slot available, and you also want the best performing one you can afford. And a heatsink, that's also very important. Basically look for PS5 compatible. Well, you can see I've just slotted it in, but what you might not be able to notice, it's a bit wobbly, and that's where that tiny screw is that I was touching earlier. And you're going to need a very small Phillips screwdriver for that one. So let's unscrew it. As you can see, it's a tiny little screw, and it has a nice little metal washer around it as well, there to hold the SSD in place. So let's slot the SSD in. That tiny little screw is fiddly as hell. Make sure it's all nice and snug so it won't come loose. Put the top panel back in place, making sure the tongue is in the right place, and put the first screw back in place. And here's a closer look at the Phillips screwdriver that I was using, the tiny fiddly little screw. Satisfying click. Let's move on to the next bit. When you boot up your PS5, you'll be presented with this screen. Simply format your second SSD, and the bar you're seeing is real time. There's the read speed that I've got. Better quality SSDs will have a higher read speed, because you can change where you can install games. But to quickly transfer games, just click on the game. I think it's the option button you press. You get this drop down, go down to move game and apps. It will take you to a window where you can manage where your games are stored. The transferring process took a bit of time, but not as long as you think. I speeded up the footage by 20 times. While I'm at it, I'll transfer the Fallout 76, nearly 79 GB. This footage is also speeded up 20 times. Let's boot up Fallout 76 again and test the fast travel speed. Didn't feel as slow as the footage at the beginning, but I suspect my SSD is just slightly slower than the one that's in part of the PS5. But my SD costs half the price of the PS5, so it really is up to you if you want a high grade one. Maybe a higher spec SSD but 1TB instead of the 2TB. But you can decide what one you want by doing your own research. Remember, write may be quite important, but read is very important for gameplay. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Oh, and the bell thingy. And of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.